Hi, this is Janey Imaani and welcome to Emotional Awareness. So I asked my Instagram followers what they were struggling with the most, and the most popular answer was some form of anxiety, tension or worry. And I noticed that all the replies surrounded around how do we get rid of this anxiety. And so the first thing I'd like to address is the question really shouldn't be how do we eliminate anxiety. Anxiety really is a natural part of the human experience, right? Everybody does have a lot to be anxious about because it is a possibility that you could get sick, or perhaps you're not going to get the job that you just applied for, or maybe that your marriage will go through a hard time. So unfortunately there is a lot that goes wrong in life, but when we are anxious we're just hyper aware of all the things that could go wrong and our mind is obsessing over it. And we also know that one of the most powerful findings in neuroscience is the brain's negativity bias. So say if you wanted feedback for your project and you asked 10 people and 9 people gave you a favorable response and 1 person gave you an unfavorable response, your mind will probably be most fixated with that one negative feedback, and then you will start thinking, oh, why did that happen? What did I do wrong? Who is to blame? Whose fault is it? Etc. And so that's just the way our brains is hardwired, and so it makes sense to why so many of us have anxiety. And you could even go as far as to say that if you're unaware of the things that could go wrong, then you're being naive. It's sort of like a toddler who goes and touches a hot stove because they don't realize that extreme heat will burn their hands. And so the problem isn't that the fact that you're aware of what could go wrong, it's just that you're super focused on it. Okay, so now that I've made a case, quite a morbid case, as to why anxiety is natural, the question really that we should be asking is, although we have innate anxiety, how do we move forward? How do we still go for the things that we want in life and make the most of ourselves? So we can learn to tolerate our anxiety by building our vulnerability muscle. Okay, so let me explain what that means. So we define vulnerability as risk, uncertainty and emotional exposure. So we have anxiety about all the things that can go wrong in the future, all the things that we are uncertain about, like taking an exam because you don't know if you're going to fail or pass, or putting yourself on a dating app because you don't know if you're going to find somebody, or if anybody's going to hit you up, or anybody else is going to be interested in you. And so we have anxiety when we are unsure about the outcome, and more accurately when we believe that we may not be able to recover from the undesirable outcome. So maybe you think that unless you pass your dissertation, then your life is going to feel meaningless because everybody's going to be disappointed in you. Maybe you think that, your fiance, if you don't get married to him, then you're never going to find anybody else just as good as him. So, in life, we really cannot stop unpleasant things from happening, but we can build ourselves to be able to handle it. So that's what it means to be strong, believing that you can recover from unfortunate circumstances. And, you can go one layer above that as well and say, despite all the things that go wrong, I still believe in putting my best foot forward and doing the best that I can and building myself to the life that I want. Like, you could say, oh, I don't know what kind of result I'm going to get for this exam, but I'm still going to put a lot of effort into revising. I don't know if my marriage is going to work out forever, but I want to go and put my effort into making it work. So you're putting your energy and your effort into something when you don't know what the result is going to be and you're unsure about the outcome. So in this week's session, we kind of approached it from a theoretical point of view on understanding why we have anxiety and why it's natural to have it. And the episode is called Friend Zoning Anxiety, because the idea is that the anxiety wants more from you. It wants to be in a romantic relationship with you. It wants to get more involved in your life. And what you are saying is, no, listen, I know you're here and I know you're not going to go anywhere, but you're just going to, I'm not going to give you any more than being a friend. So let's recap this episode in a nutshell. Life is uncertain, so anxiety is a natural part of the human existence, and we can only contend with it by building our resilience to be able to handle misfortune, uncertainty, risk and trauma. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and next week's episode we'll be looking at all the tactical ways and practical ways on how we can deal with anxiety. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe and take care. Bye!